you hear me? And are you in this room? There you are.
Hi.
Let's go ahead and spotlight Krystal and I'll do her introduction. So one more time, Krystal Aranyani, welcome to the festival. Krystal is an international yoga teacher. She's a best-selling author. She's a sensual empowerment coach. She's also the founder of the Goddess app, which is a women's lifestyle and spirituality app. She's a founder of the Goddess Foundation, which is an organization that gives scholarships to women around the world. And she's also the founder of Awakening Retreat. So this woman has done so many things, including writing 4 books. So Krystal, thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me, sister. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. Hello. Okay, wait, I just want to see everyone's face before I start talking. Hello. Oh, so many sisters here, so many smiling faces. Hello, beautiful souls. Hello, thank you for being here. Okay, amazing. Beautiful. So I am so honored to be here at this time, and I'm also very excited. I really feel that through these times, through this past year, through everything we're going through, collectively and individually, our own unique challenges these times have brought. Of course, it is a blessing to be here, to be able to connect from the comfort of our homes. I also think that one of the greatest blessings of these times is that we really have this sacred pause to sit back and to ask ourselves questions like, what do we want to create with this existence? This is an absolute privilege that many, many of our ancestors never had. And I'm like wrapped up right now. Today we're having the first cold day in Southern California since I've lived here, if you're wondering why I'm all. But yeah, so I just felt like sharing that because I feel so deeply blessed, yes, sacred pause, to have this space to ask questions like, what do we want to create? Do we really want to leave behind for the future generations? If you're asking where I'm from originally, I'm originally from Canada. I'm now living in California. I have been traveling full-time for a decade. Yeah, fell in love with California though. Yay, I love it. You guys are so happy. I love it. I love the energy I just came into. So usually I do my workshops. I start with a talk and then I go into a practice. But before I just hopped on, I felt like intuitively we should do the practice first. And then I'll chat after and share a bit of my experience creating a life beyond my wildest dreams. And I'll share a little bit of my story after as well. So this theme of creating our dreams really fires me up because I'm a big dreamer and I've managed to create and magnetize everything. Like so again, it's been a privilege that we actually, it's our birthright to live a life of our dreams and to live at our highest potential. I think that's our birthright, but I will talk on that after. So I just wanted to feel in, share some practices and a little bit of tantric breath work and a little bit on Tantra before I begin, because there's so much confusion around what Tantra is, as I'm sure many of you probably know. So Tantra is a very profound and complex and beautiful way of life. It's confused a lot in the West now for sexuality, and that is part of it, as sex is a big part of, we wouldn't be in existence if it wasn't for sex, but it's not all of life. So Tantra is all of life, all of this human experience. And my definition of Tantra, because it's experiential, so there's not really one definition for this path. And my definition is to embrace our humanity to the fullest and open to the bliss in each and every moment in order to live our best lives imaginable. So I do believe that living a tantric path will magnetize the life of your dreams because it puts you on a frequency of love. It is the path of the heart. And that doesn't mean that it's love and light all the time, definitely not, but it's finding the bliss and accepting all parts of this experience equally. So the practices will be playing a little bit with the energy. I like to say Tantra is a love affair with life. It's also a love affair with the breath and the life that's moving through you. So keeping that in mind as we do a little meditation and breath work together. One of my greatest teachers of all time, I know there's a lot of controversy around him, is Osho, and his whole thing was to celebrate life, to celebrate this moment. So usually I do my practice at the end because I like the practice to be the celebration of what we just shared together. I feel like everyone's on a high vibe here and we can celebrate everything that you've already experienced in this beautiful event so far. Yay. Just reading the messages. All right, my loves. So I'll just begin in a little meditation, seated meditation. Let me take this off. I'm just getting comfortable. Okay, move. All right, I want to see all of you, yeah. So just getting in a seated position, closing the eyes. And everyone can hear me okay, right? Yeah, beautiful. So closing the eyes. I'm just dropping into the space together. I know many of you just came from another beautiful connection class, many of the sisters, so you're already feeling that deep connection with one another. I'm just going to take 3 deep breaths together into the lower belly, breathing all the way into the hips. Just a slow, controlled breath. Completely filling up, expanding the stomach, expanding the rib cage, expanding the heart, and an audible exhale, letting any sound that naturally comes out. Two more times. Deep breath in. Last one. Fully expanding. And envisioning here that we're all sitting together in front of one another in a circle. The sacred fire in the middle. We were holding hands, feeling each other's vibration and energy. And just silently sending each one of your brothers and sisters and relatives and soul family that has shown up at this time, love and appreciation for showing up at a time where it's so easy to numb out the world, to numb out everything that's going on. And each one of us has come in to the power to come and be here to show up. It takes strength. It takes resilience. It takes courage to fully feel everything. To not shy away, but to do the work. And these are the people, each of us, you, are the ones that are creating a new earth. You're the warriors and warrioresses. That's something to be proud of, so proud of. Just honoring each one of us right now and honoring yourself for being here. Bringing your awareness internally back into the self. Noticing how you're feeling in this moment. Any feelings, emotions, or thoughts that may be coming up from your day, any information you've taken in. And just being the non-judgmental witness to these feelings. Knowing it is all perfect, it is all divine, right here and now. And as we are on the journey of creating a life of our wildest dreams, also remembering that right here and now, you are perfect. You are everything. You are enough. So everything else is just extra, but you are perfect exactly how you are, showing up in this moment. Feeling that truth within you. Breathing it in. And envisioning roots moving from the base of the spine, down through the floor, through the soil, through the bones of our ancestors, to the core of Earth, Gaia, where you see a shining pink quartz, wrapping your roots around the core of Mother, feeling her Shakti nectar, her loving, nourishing, motherly energy. And also noticing your sisters and your brothers and your relatives who also have their roots wrapped around, maybe they're touching. Feeling that connection as our hearts synchronize together, collectively, and with Earth, with Mother. Knowing that no matter what happens or has happened, you are not alone, and you never have been. Holding that energy, bringing it up, back through the roots, through the floor, through the soil, to the base of the spine, and breathing it in, squeezing the perineum, squeezing the sex organs. And feeling that energy move up, filling your being all around you, all around the circle of us. Feeling that frequency, holding that truth within your heart. Taking one deep breath in and an audible exhale out, relaxing the body with the exhale. We'll just begin some Kundalini practices, awakening up the energy through the spine and just relaxing after the day, releasing any tension. So just coming into some neck circles. Trying to leave your eyes closed for these, but you can look at me for guidance, but really just staying inward. Enjoying this practice, enjoying this moment, turning the other direction. Just completely releasing, moving your awareness from the mind into the body. Beginning body circles, big circles, and begin buzzing like a bee. Taking a deep breath in. This releases tension in our body, keeps our awareness inward. Other direction. And it reminds us of the nectar each moment contains. The nectar of this existence. Healing vibration. Placing your hands in front of the ankles. Inhale, pushing forward, and exhale back. With the eyes closed, focused on the third eye point. Not moving the neck too much. Mostly your torso, and you're going to be breathing in and out. So it sounds, if someone was next to you, they'd be able to hear you. We're just awakening the energy along the spine. A little faster. And relaxing for a moment. Placing your hands on the knees and just witnessing any new energy running along the chakras, moving from Shakti below, moving into your being. Begin fluffing the ego, so we're just moving our arms up and down very quickly with the same breath. Really energizing our being, energizing our aura, waking it up. And relaxing down, just witnessing for a moment. Watching the breath, witnessing the energy. Knowing that one day you'll meet your last breath. This energy will cease to run through your body. And you can view that as a tragedy, or you can view that as a reason to dare to live a life of your highest potential, to chase your dreams relentlessly, and to always come back to this moment and send love to the breath, to the energy. To fall in deep love and gratitude for this existence, for the mystery of existence. We're going to be doing a few rounds of an orgasmic breath, which is working with the sexual energy, which is really just another form of energy. So sexual energy, creative energy, whatever we want to call it, it's just labels that we've put on life energy. And it's beautiful and it's natural. There's nothing wrong or shameful with expressing this type of energy. So I invite you to be as expressive and as loud as you would like in the following exercise. So maybe there's someone in the next room, but I prefer to do this on my knees, but you can continue being in a comfortable seated position. We will be rocking the hips back and forth a little. I don't know if you can see all of me, but we will. Can you still hear me okay from here? Yeah, okay. So closing the eyes. And just for a moment, bringing your awareness to how you feel when I say expressing yourself sexually or expressing your sexual energy. What thoughts or feelings might arise hearing those words? If there's discomfort, excitement. And just so you know, if you get turned on in this practice, that's a good thing. We want to be turned on by life. So knowing that we can please ourselves and we can have ultimate pleasure and ultimate bliss on our own. We don't need it from anyone else. When we become really comfortable and fall in love with the energy that moves through us, with our sexuality and our sensuality. So with this breath, the inhale will be sucking up like a straw. So we're putting our lips like a straw, and we're envisioning those roots that shock the energy from below, squeezing our perineum, our sex organs. Those are the ones you use when you have to go pee and you're holding it. So you're inhaling, sucking up, say 100% breath through a straw, completely expanding, completely filling your body up. And you're envisioning it, this energy, Shakti energy, moving up your spine and coming over the third eye point, almost like a waterfall coming over. So when we suck up, and then the exhale will be about 70% ha, and letting any audible sound that comes out, and rocking the hips while we do so. So ha, ha, and giving yourself permission to fully enjoy this energy and this moment, to fully express yourself. Smiling on your face, putting a smile on, enjoying it. A little faster. Bringing your hands into it. Expanding with each inhale and relaxing with each exhale. Last inhale, completely sucking up, completely filling up and holding at the top, squeezing the perineum in. Inhale a little more. And exhale, shaking it all off. Closing the eyes. And again, as the non-judgmental, loving witness, just watching this energy, noticing how you feel expressing this energy. Can bring up emotions or memories. You may just feel really good. We'll do one more round. So inhale, sucking up Shakti, filling up with Shakti. 100%, 70% breath. Not thinking about it too much and just allowing yourself to be fully in this moment and enjoy it for yourself. Bringing your hands into it. A little faster. Build energy around your being. Last inhale. Squeezing energy, containing. Squeezing the lower belly, containing that energy within, witnessing how it feels to be full. And relaxing. Shake, completely shake off. Yes. And again, closing the eyes, placing the palms face up, and just receiving life. I'm just moaning a little. How good it is to be alive, to be connecting with all of you. To be alive at such a powerful, potent time. To witness this breath, to witness this existence. And just watching the breath move in and out. Sending love to this breath. Okay. Just trying to play some music. Is that okay? Okay. Just breathing in. For a moment, bringing your awareness to the sense of hearing. Listening to the music, to the vibration. Thinking of your favorite music, your favorite instruments. We often look past the gift of the senses, the sacred senses. Thinking of all your favorite sounds, the sound of your loved ones laughing, the sound of a baby crying or laughing, how your favorite music and vibrations makes you feel. As you take in the vibrations of the music, envisioning it as vibrations of love coming into all of the senses, we can experience everything through all of the senses. Bring your awareness to the sense of smell, thinking of your favorite scents, your favorite perfumes, your favorite flower smells. Coming to a sense of taste, slowly licking your lips. Thinking of all your favorite tastes, all the different flavors we've been gifted with to experience around the world. Beginning to run your fingers along your body. Along your hands, leaving your eyes closed. Along the face, your hair. Noticing how it feels to touch and be touched. Two different sensations. Sending love through your fingertips to your feet for walking you through this life. To your beautiful, strong legs for getting you to everywhere you've been so far and you will go. And just giving yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. And sending love to yourself, your beautiful self. All that you've been through, all you've overcome to be here in this moment. And as you slowly open your eyes, looking at your fingers, at your body, witnessing yourself as though it's the first time you've seen this temple, this body. Taking a deep breath in and an audible exhale. And just moving. Do a little movement to celebrate this body and this moment with one another. Moving your arms as an extension of the heart. Just feeling into this moment, letting your movements be your prayer. Licking your lips. Moving however feels good for you in this moment. Celebrating this moment, celebrating the senses, celebrating this body. Maybe getting up, moving. Knowing that you have the power, the energy within you to create universes, to create worlds, because you are the universe itself. You are the universe manifested. Closing your eyes as you move and envisioning yourself back when you were unmanifested, floating through the cosmos, through the darkness, through the space of pure potentiality. In that space, you choose what worlds, which worlds and which reality you decide to create. No limits. With your hands, with your fingers, creating that world, creating what you wish to create for humanity, for yourself in this avatar that you have shown up in, what you wish to create with your existence here. It is all a play, a beautiful play. You have the power to create whatever you wish. Feel that and let that move through you. Know that you are free to take up space, free to be yourself fully. You are beautiful, unique, brilliant, miraculous self. Dancing your seeds of intention for what you would like to create this year ahead. Placing one hand on the heart, one on the lower belly. Closing the eyes and breathing, planting your seed of intention here now. Bringing into the mind, into the heart, what you wish to create from this day, from this beautiful event, this experience moving forward. Holding that within you now and knowing that you have the power to create whatever you wish to in this reality. Taking a deep breath in, fully expanding. And exhale out the mouth. Gently blinking the eyes open whenever you're ready, or just staying with your body. Sending yourself love for anything that may be coming up. Okay. Yeah, thank you for doing that little journey with me, my loves. Yay. Just breathing into that together, seeing how we're all feeling in our circle. So, if anyone wants to like take a drink of something that you have, or take a journal out or anything, just feel like honoring for a moment anything that's coming up, and then I'll begin talking a little bit. You reminded me how much I love to sing. I need to use this voice. Yes. Honestly, my voice has been, I never had a voice, like literally didn't have a voice up until about when I was 20, early 20s. So it's such a big thing for me to be here. This is also a dream of mine, just being able to speak openly. I had like a lisp until I was 11, and I would literally, my throat chakra would literally close up and I'd get sick. Like when I started teaching yoga, every time I had to go in front of a big class, I would actually get like strep throat the morning of every time, because I had so much trauma around my throat. So it was a journey for me to learn how to speak my truth. And I really feel that this time on our planet, we need to share our story, because with everything with social media and feeling so like we're connected, but we're so disconnected. And we have to remember that we're all going through shit, right? Like we're all struggling in our own way. And by sharing our story and using our voice, that's how we remember we're not alone in this. So yes, I love that. So, yay. So to begin, I'm going to share, when Chelsea first asked me about this, I actually just had like 5 points come through me, because I'm like, what am I going to talk about? It just came through. So I'm like, yes, all right, this is like what we're supposed to be talking about, is a divine download. But I kind of want to share a little bit about my history, my story, just so you kind of understand where I'm coming from first. So I grew up in Canada, moving around quite a bit, but I grew up in some very rough, very, very, very rough and dangerous places in northern Canada, and very depressing, dark places, because 9 to 10 months of the year it's below zero. And there's a lot of money there because there's oil rigs. So there's a lot of crime, there's a lot of gangs, a lot of violence. My first 2 boyfriends were murdered. So anyways, that was like making my childhood sound not very fun, but yeah, it was a place where like I didn't know opportunity. So my family didn't have much money. No one in my family at all ever finished elementary school. No one around me in my town that I knew of, aside from a short vacation in Mexico, some people, but no one in my family or anyone ever left northern Canada. So I didn't have social media, and I didn't have a TV back then, like we do now, to see, like, you jump online and you see all these people traveling the world and starting their own businesses and things like this. I didn't have that. So I just had this very strong, what I call the something more gene, because I think I was born with it and no one else around me had it. My parents definitely don't have it. They're just happy with what's in front of them. They're very simple and it's beautiful. But I was just born like looking around me. How is everyone so happy with this? Like, I want to go see the world. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it was just this drive that I was born with. If anyone feels that same drive, put a heart in the thing, because I know like anyone showing up at these events, I feel like we know there's more, and we have this desire to experience life. So for so for a girl like me in this town, basically what is expected of you and what you're told is going to be your destiny, is going to be your life, is to find your partner, your husband in high school, get married straight after high school and have kids. And that's what I was doing. I found my partner. I was a stay-at-home wife pretty much right after high school for 3 years. All I did looking back at that time was cook. Like, I look back and all I remember is being in the kitchen all day, every day. And I thought I was happy. Like, I convinced myself this is what life's supposed to be. And I don't know why everyone around me is okay with it, but there's this drive inside of me and this hunger that this isn't not, this feeling that I'm not in alignment. But I never picked up a spiritual book. I didn't know anything. I just knew something was off. And I was engaged to be married. He was trying to get me pregnant. Like, thank universe, that wasn't my path. So I never got, but I didn't want to. I wasn't ready. And when we were sitting with the wedding planner, and that's when I knew I was supposed to be excited. Like, this is what all the girls that I grew up with are talking about, and this is supposed to be an exciting time. I felt like, the magnet, like when you're magnetizing what you want in life, like I actually felt like that two opposites. Like, I felt so much resistance, and that's when I knew, like, I can't do this. But it's not as easy as just deciding and leaving. It took me a while. So I knew it wasn't my path, but I didn't have like the means. I didn't have opportunity around me. I didn't know how I was going to leave. And it became an abusive relationship. But many of my friends were also in abusive relationships. It was just like something that we didn't talk about, but it was a thing. And one time, like, I won't get into the story, it's a bit graphic, but I had this epiphany from a very difficult situation I was in. And the epiphany was, it's one thing to really know, that you're meant for more, you're meant for something different, but it's a totally different thing to finally believe that you're meant for more. And that epiphany for me was like, Krystal, you deserve more. You deserve a life more than this. Like, and that's when I was able to make the changes. And it comes from, I didn't have that much self-esteem or self-love back then, but that belief, even though it was for one moment and it went away, I knew like I deserved something else. So basically I did whatever I could to get out of there. And I borrowed money to take a one-way flight to China. This is when I was 20, and I didn't know anything about China. I didn't have internet. I think I like looked it up on a library computer for 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going, I'm sold. But when I was little, I like literally wanted to get as far away from Canada. I love Canada, it's beautiful, but I just wanted to get away, like as far away as I possibly could. And when I was younger and I used to dig in the dirt or the sand, I remember my dad used to always say, like, keep digging, you'll end up in China. So in my mind, China was literally the furthest place I could get from that town, that I didn't want anything in, from that guy, from like everything. So I didn't know like if they even spoke English. I didn't know anything about it, but I'm like, that's where like I can't come back. I can't even afford to come back if I want to. So I went off to China. And then yeah. Oh, you used to hear it too. So it's a saying. I thought it was my dad like being clever. So yeah, then I ended up in China, and that actually set a very big journey that I'm still on, the past decade of traveling full time. And my one big dream, my one big childhood dream. So everyone, has a different dream. Maybe it is like, I'm by no means saying that being a mother and having children out of high school, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's your path, right? If that's what fulfills you. I just knew as still, like, I'm 31 now and I just don't feel that, like, that's part of my path. So the past 10 years, the main thing I always wanted was to travel. I want to see the world. I want to see the world. And I didn't know anyone else that had ever done it. But now I can say that I've traveled to 67 countries on my own. And I get choked up when I say that, because that was like, you know, I know what it's like to have a dream and to not truly know if you can manifest it. And it kind of just feels like a faraway fantasy. But I can tell you, sitting here using my voice and saying that I've traveled to 67 countries, anything that you want in this lifetime is possible. 100%. If I can do it, you can do it. So that's a little bit of my story. Now I'm going to share a little bit of some of the steps I took on getting there. I'm just going to check the chat and see. Yay, thank you. 67 countries. It's crazy. Yay. Beautiful. Okay, my loves. So, number one thing is to get laser point clear on the life that you wish to create, that you want to create, that you're going to create. So you may have heard this analogy before, but I've always seen my life like a ship. And you know, everyone always says the Northern Star, like see your purpose like the Northern Star. So I'm always on the ship. And when things are going like really, really difficult, I'm always remembering like, oh, this is just the storm. Like the ship's almost tipping, but it's not going to. I've been here before. You know, I just have to like go through it. Better days are coming. I don't know when, but I have to level it out, set sail, and get back on track. And it will happen eventually. So I'm always like envisioning this, but getting so laser point clear on what you want. Like, what do you really want? So visualizing it, creating vision boards, meditate on being there already, talk to your future self. I believe that we can talk to our future self the same way that we can look back on our past self if we learn how to tune in. So one of the things I do too, like meditating on being there already, write a diary entry from the future. Like say you want to manifest something 1 year from now, I'll take my diary and be like, what's today, January 23rd? Yeah, January 23rd, 2022. Like I had an epic day today, this happened and this happened, like actually writing from your future self. And then I take it a step further and I lay in bed and I actually envision that my body is in the future and I'm having the thoughts that my future self will have. So I'll be like, oh, that was such a good morning this morning. Like I woke up next to my sexy beloved and we made love, and then we made blueberry pancakes and turned up music and danced naked. And then I went and like held this beautiful circle with some incredible sisters, and like every single detail of my day, whatever your perfect day is, like in wherever you want to manifest it, but actually like embodying that and feeling that you're actually there in that moment. And like, oh, I do need to do the dishes, but I'm actually just going to take my Tesla out and like do this, go to the beach, like do every, you know, and don't put limits on your dreams, right? Like don't stop yourself and be like, oh, you know, that's a bit silly, that's a bit much. Like, no, it's never too much. And when you're there and you're on that frequency, you realize like when you're talking to your future self, you realize it's already yours. Whenever I get nervous before something big, like I just had an interview for a TV show that I was a bit nervous for, right before, I'm like, what are you nervous about? Like, it's yours. It's already yours. You know that it's yours. And that there's a difference. Like there's a different feeling when you know something is yours and on the path. It's like this calmness when you're on it. But then when it's something that like, I really want this, but it's not completely aligned, it's like kind of an anxious and you're overthinking it and a lot of things. Like, so you can also use your emotions, how you're feeling, what's coming up in this moment, like using your emotions as a guide, as a compass. Someone asked what TV show. I'm not allowed to talk about it, but it's really exciting. It's really cool. Okay, so you feel like you know what it is. I never heard of it before, actually, but okay, so the number 2 is manifesting on an energetic level. It's the same here, not saying. Yeah, it's like I was sworn to secrecy, so. Okay, so number 2 is manifest on an energetic level. So this was something that I learned because I'll tell you my story and it's kind of silly, but I'll just be open here. When I first moved to California and I first saw San Diego, I fell in love, and through all my travels, I've never found a place where I'm like, I can actually see myself settling here. Never anywhere. And then I met this guy who was really beautiful and really amazing, made me feel great. So then I'm like, this is my life. Like, I'm manifesting this. I'm gonna marry him. I'm gonna live in San Diego on the beach in La Jolla in this beautiful neighborhood, and this is my life. Like, and I'm like, I'm powerful. I'm badass. I can manifest anything. Like, nothing can stop me. So I did like all my manifesting witchy things. I'm like, everything you can imagine. And he ended up with someone else. And I'm not American, so I can't just move to San Diego. And I'm also not a multimillionaire, so I can't just move into this mansion that I had picked out for us. So like, if that was my ultimate goal, for sure, I could eventually end up in San Diego. But now he's with someone else. I'm pretty sure he's living with her in San Diego. So the point of the story is that I couldn't figure out. I'm like, I thought, like, I was questioning my power. I'm like, I thought I could manifest everything that I ever want. Like, why didn't I manifest this? And I realized that when we're manifesting, when we're creating our dreams and our goals, to do it on an energetic level, do it on how you want to feel. So when I changed, in my journal from I want this specific human to I want a man who makes me feel alive. And I want someone who makes me feel special and loved and all the things that he felt and that he made me feel, and I hadn't felt it in a long time. And once I got clear on how these things make me feel, like the house, I don't want some big mansion, but I want to feel abundant, and I want to feel connected to Shakti in her ocean form, so living by the ocean. Once I started those things, then I started attracting, like, many opportunities in this frequency started coming to me. So it's not, we can say, I want a white Tesla, but also manifesting on, I would feel abundant. I would feel successful. I would feel aligned with my purpose. I would feel financial freedom. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, so the energy I'm feeling over personification, exactly. That was a big lesson for me. So not getting attached too much to the physical. And also when we do that, we close off space for something even better coming in. So if I focused on that person, like, what if the universe is like, nah, I actually got someone way better for you. Like, you're just being silly right now. You're playing small. Like, there's something so much bigger for you. Because sometimes the universe has something planned that we can't even imagine for ourselves. So always leaving space for the impossible. And number 3 is, I mentioned this in my story, once I had the belief that I deserve more, that you need to truly believe and be really honest with yourself. Like tonight, be honest, sit with yourself. Be like, do I truly believe that I deserve the life of my dreams and the life beyond my wildest dreams? And see what comes up and be so honest. Like, are there fears and blockages? That famous quote by Marianne Williamson, like, we don't fear like I don't remember it, failure or whatever, but we fear our greatness, right? Like I had a lot of fear around becoming what I wanted to be because I was scared to shine my light because people in the past hurt me when I shined my light fully. And when I realized that fear, that didn't come up until I started holding women's circles. And then I realized, I remember I used to deal with a lot of hatred from women for shining my light. So all these years I was playing small and I wasn't allowing myself to be what I wanted to be. So being really honest with any blockages that are, you know, maybe stories that you've had, maybe your parents told you stories around money, whatever that is, figuring out the blockages that hold you back from believing you're deserving, because each one of us is as deserving as the next. And we are living in a society that tells us, you know, that we're not enough. We live in a society, in a world of social media where there's constant comparison. So knowing like right now that you are enough and that no one, even the Queen of England, is not more worthy than you. Like no one on this planet has ever been more worthy than you of their dream life. Some people are in different chapters, so we can't compare, but we are all equal here and we all deserve abundance and love and to live a life of our dreams. So are you on the mindset of receiving? That's the next one. So also being honest with if you're open to receiving. Are you running on a vibration of lack? And I did this at the start of 2020 because I had some really big hits to my work, to my financial state, and I found myself very in lack. Like everything that I felt I had lost, like we never really lose anything. Everything here is temporary anyway, so we don't really lose anything. It's all just transitioning. But I felt like I lost something, so I was looking at all these other people that still had that, and I'm like, why did this get taken away from me? And then it became this running story in my mind of just lack, and I wasn't bringing it back in because I was blocking it when I'm thinking that. So really starting a morning practice with gratitude. That's why I love the practice of Tantra, because it's gratitude for this life. You know, all of this can be taken away, but I still have this breath. I still have my imagination. I still have my consciousness and my mind that can never be taken away. So really falling in love with those aspects of this existence, with existence itself, with nature, with mother, with father, with higher consciousness. These are the things that we really need to cultivate a love for. And when we have that, like remembering on our journey, being here right now is enough. So I love following my dreams. I love making my goals happen. They make me feel great. But I know the same, that in that process of becoming, again, it's just adding, like it's a bonus, but it's not what I need to be fulfilled. It's not what I need to be happy. When I become that, I'm going to be this way. Like it's becoming that now. So when I wrote the list of what that guy made me feel, I started to cultivate that within myself first. And then that's when I tracked it everywhere. So making sure that you're not chasing your dreams from a space of lack, but knowing that you're already full here on your own. And the rest is just play. The rest is a bonus. It's fun. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be financially successful, abundant. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It is our birthright. You know, our ancestors suffered and died, many of us, so that we have the opportunities we have now. So it is literally our responsibility to live an epic life. And also watching when you're online, if you're comparing yourself to others, or if you feel like you're judging someone when you see their posts or whatever it is, that's also blocking off yourself from receiving that. So the message you're giving yourself and the universe is, oh, that's a bad thing. Like it's putting a low vibration on whatever they have, and that's not going to get you it. When you're celebrating someone's successes, then that's when you're calling it in. You're on that vibration with them, and then you're calling it into your life too. So really practicing gratitude. Gratitude for not just the obvious blessings, but the little ones. Every morning, before I wake up, before I close my eyes, this is the one practice I do every single day, every morning. My eyes are still closed right away. Now I do it without even thinking about it. I name 5 things, the first 5 things that come to my mind that I'm grateful for. And then I name 5 things that I often would look past in my day. That's usually through the senses. So I'll be like, I'm grateful for when I open the door first thing in the morning and the breeze hits my cheeks. I'm grateful for the flower around the corner that I always see, that pink one. I need to appreciate it more because it's beautiful. I'm grateful for the sound of the kids laughing down the street, like something that you wouldn't normally think of in your day. And running on that vibration changes your entire reality. Yeah, it's a game changer. Yay, I'm glad you like the practices. Beautiful. Okay, so is everything good? And this is a lot of information. Hopefully I'm not going over it too quick, but oh yeah, you put the quote, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. That's such a good one. I love her. Yay, I'm so happy you put that there because I was wondering what it was. I haven't read it in a while. All right. So number 5, and there's 6 here, so don't worry, we're not going over too much. Number 5 is take ownership for your reality. So I never watched TV my whole life, but 2020, like a new thing of mine is watching TV that I've never done. So now I'm like this, like I call my friends, I'm like, oh my God, have you seen this show? They're like, yeah, Krystal, everyone's been talking about it. I'm like, have you heard of Game of Thrones? They're like, yeah, that's like a thing. So right now my new like thing that I love is Peaky Blinders. Who's seen it? I'm like all pumped up about this show because it's so, yeah. It's artistic. Like I love it. I grew up with like a judgment towards people who watch TV. So now I'm like, this is actually really cool. I can't believe everyone's been doing this all these years. So Peaky Blinders is a show about these gangsters in England, like a long time ago after World War I. But anyways, one of the quotes I heard yesterday, I was thinking about today, and she says, you don't get out of life what you deserve, you get what you take. And I was like, ooh, damn, that's like pretty powerful because I can resonate with that. But then today I was like, I kind of like changing it to like, you don't get in life what you deserve, but you get what you create. Because for me, when I was younger, this running story in my mind, like I kind of shared, I had a pretty rough upbringing. I was abused by multiple people when I was pretty young, and my mindset was just constantly in, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. Why is this happening? I don't deserve this. And I was in complete victim mentality, and it went in like, it was a long time. And life isn't fair. It's not fair as we see it. It's never going to be. But we choose to take ownership and not to be in victim mode and be like, this is my life and I have the absolute power and control to change it. Like you do have that power, and you can make all the excuses you want in the world, but you do have that power. So when I finally realized that, like, stop blaming other people outside of myself, stop blaming my situation, stop blaming the way that I grew up, stop blaming my parents. Like, this is my life. I have the energy to create universes. I am the universe. I can do anything, basically. I can do anything, but yeah, really taking ownership and knowing like that you do have the power and no one's going to change your life except for you. So taking the responsibility of that too. Yeah. And then the last one that I thought was worth mentioning, because for me, I see this in the spiritual community quite a bit. Reason why I wanted to share where I'm from as well is because I didn't grow up with a privilege. And I see online in the new age spirituality, I'm not meaning to like call anyone out or anything, but I want to be real with you guys here. This mentality of like, just sit back and everything's going to flow to you. And if you have to work too hard, then you're not on the right path, and like, just let everything come. And that's really beautiful if that's been your life, and you know, that you're able to magnetize in that way. But when I was thinking the title of this, I'm like, that's not what I want to give off. Like, just sit back and everything will come to you. Like, for sure, as I explained, when you're on that frequency, it starts to come to you. But you like, that's very feminine. Feminine is just like, come to me. Like the egg is literally like, come to me, come, like literally. Anyways, come to me. I'm just gonna sit back and like, yeah, it's beautiful. But then there's also like the masculine, that's the goals. And like, I'm gonna take action in my life, and what do I want to create, and how do I want to create it? And finding this balance between the two of like surrendering and receiving, and then like working hard and going for it as well. And it's a big thing for me, because I know when I was younger, if I got on Instagram and I saw like all these beautiful people in California that are like, this is spirituality, and just, you know, it'll just attract to you if you sit and like meditate on it, then I would be feeling really crappy, because like I had to work a full-time job in high school to eat basically, but to also like know that I wanted to survive and create a different life for myself. So being realistic and finding the balance between the two. So my last tip was put it into action, the masculine and feminine. So knowing when to receive and when to take action. And just like a little homework for you, if anyone's heard of the Wheel of Life, it's pretty simple, yeah, little like pie chart basically that shows different aspects of your life, and you just rate where you're at. I think like 1 to 10 or something. Pretty simple, but if you do that, and then also after, write out each of the aspects and put 2 intentions next to them. And this is just a great exercise to do at the start of every year. I do it the start and then halfway through the year, just to go over because you know, when we're living at our highest potential, we're abundant on all levels. So finding the abundance in all aspects that we might be ignoring as well. Okay, and then I have a bonus that I always like to mention with anything that's like setting goals or your dreams. Always, I can't tell you, but I hope always, when you make them, please put on the last one something for the collective. So if you write your goals like, you know, I want this and I want to do this and I'd like to create this, make your last one, like after you've done all those things, about how you're going to spread it out to the collective afterwards. Like for me, it was I wanted to travel, I wanted to create my own business, I wanted financial freedom. And then once I hit those, I'm like, how can I now spread this to collective and empower others in the same way? We do rise by lifting others. It's not a one-man journey. If you reach a lot of your goals and find those things, and then you're sitting at the top by yourself, like you're not going to feel how you expected to when you get there. So we're all in this together, remembering that. And it's a lot of information. I hope you guys followed along. Yeah. Okay.
So beautiful, Krystal.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, just thanking everyone for being here, for sharing this practice with me, and for showing up again. I appreciate all of you. Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to read some of these because this is so beautiful. Lauren says, thank you for the tip and love you. You're pure magic. Adam says, fantastic. Thank you. I wrote a whole new vision while you were sharing. Wow. Jessica says, you're such an inspiration. Liz says, my mission is to be as authentic as I can so I can inspire others to speak their authentic truth to the world. Beautiful. Gigi says, thank you. Katie says, thank you, Krystal. Conscious tantric cuddlers says, thank you for being so authentic. I said so amazing. Wow. And I have so many more things to say. Beatrice says, thank you for the course. Tiffany says, hearts. iPhone says, thank you for sharing love. Platix Art says, you're amazing. I guess we never have to wait for our better half to get completed. Oh, better to complete another one. Beautiful. Jennifer, all the love. You're amazing. So many amazing comments coming in. Thank you guys all for sharing. Krystal, is there anything else? Because we have a few more minutes. If you were to kind of wrap everything up into how we really can live our dream lives, because you shared a shocking story. And I know so many of your other stories that are just like even more shocking and wild. It's amazing. And you really, really mastered the art of turning your life around, and not even around, you just really take your life into your own hands, like you said, and make things happen. If you could kind of just share how we could all live our dream lives, what would you say?
Oh, well, I did just say a lot about it, but I honestly think when it comes down to it, like coming back to source, coming back to the self, knowing that like everything in this physical world is, if you want to call it an illusion, it's just your like playground. So, you know, not taking any of it too seriously, coming back to source, coming back to your power, and really believing that you can create whatever you wish. You know, that's why I say, like, you literally have the energy and the power to create worlds within you. Like, it's society, it's this world that has told us different. But when you really sit with that and you play with this energy, then you're like, yeah, that's truth. Like, I know that to be true. And when you do that, then you can really begin manifesting from that space of pure potentiality.
Beautiful, Krystal. And how can people reach you? What's the best way?
Well, I'm all over social media, but I'm most active on Instagram, and you can find my website, KrystalAranyani.com. For any sisters, I have an app called the Goddess app, and I also have a Tantra course starting in less than 2 weeks on my website if anyone wants to check out. For everyone, welcome for everyone.
Yay, thank you so much. If everybody could take themselves off of mute and rub your hands together, generating some love and just sharing it with Krystal. Ilakesh alaken.
Ashtahe.
Ashtahe.
Love.
Ashtahe. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, corazón.
Yes, yes, yes. That was beautiful. Thank you. Oh, so we are getting to the end of today's sessions. We have something very special planned. So Krystal was our last talk of the night. And I know some of you guys asked about Ashtahe. So it's just a Native American term that comes from the Muskogee Nation. And we brought it into this space as a way of saying, I am you being me. And so every time we come into resonance and we can relate to someone else's story, and we've either been in their shoes or we want to send them love and we feel them, we've just been saying Ashtahe. So we're offering that up in this space. And to close out tonight, we have a special sound healing journey. So I invite everybody to find a really comfortable position. I recommend laying down and putting in earphones for this, because this is going to be really special, and it's actually better when you can hear it with earphones or a Bluetooth speaker, or anything that really brings the sound in for you. And we have Heather Sharp. She is the founder of Atlanta Sound Bath, and she is going to be giving us our sound bath journey tonight. So Heather, if you would like to go ahead and introduce yourself, we can go into the sound bath.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? You can hear
We
me?
can. Yes.
Oh my gosh, you look so beautiful. Krystal, what you were saying was resonating with me. That was just beautiful. I feel so honored when I get asked to do events with you guys, and this one especially